Welcome to the Unicorn Connector Show, where we talk about relationships, revenue, and referrals. We'll dig into opportunities for people to generate revenue by making referrals from the relationships they establish. We'll also cover tips to grow your network, leverage it, and get paid residual income for life. All right, so today is one of the most important episodes that we are ever going to record because we are talking about golden connections. And not just talking about them, but we're talking about the significance and the impact that golden connections can have in your life, in your business, and in the world. We're going to talk about what a golden connection is. We're going to talk about why we created it in the first place. We're going to talk about how you can benefit from creating them yourself and how they work. We're also going to talk about how you can make them happen. And lastly, we'll cover the 5 keys to creating golden connections. The most important part about all of this is the impact that golden connections can have. So, first and foremost, what even is a golden connection? A golden connection is a single connection that could change your life, personally or professionally in your business, that would create exponential growth and make everything else easier. This is the type of connection that if you found them, it would take things to new heights. This could be a partnership where you align with their customers and you start sending deals back and forth, and it creates a consistent deal flow between another company that makes it so that you are not fishing for more clients. You're not having to do the traditional type of marketing, but you set up a partnership that is sending you consistent business, consistent referrals, and warm referrals that you're able to help and serve because you align with them, and that partnership knows that you can help them, and that partner knows that you're going to be the best fit solution for whatever the clients need that they're sending to you. And this isn't one-sided. This goes 2 ways, because if you're going to set up a partnership, you got to make sure that it's valuable to them and that you're sending business back to them too, or that there's some sort of benefit. It could be as simple as a referral relationship where you're paying them a percentage for sending that business to you, and that might be enough. But you've got to make it lucrative enough for them to be able to identify that it's worth sending you business, that it's worth continuing to send you consistent deals, that you are compensating them with certificates of appreciation in such a way that is incredibly meaningful for them. So, another opportunity to create a golden connection is to align with somebody that you can cross-promote your businesses between the 2 companies on social media, on email blasts, on your websites, whatever it might be, but you have a similar enough product that's complementary to where you can actually promote each other and add your networks to each other's network so that you're impacting an even greater audience. Because when you align with somebody in this way, your audience becomes theirs and their audience becomes yours, and you're shouting out about another company. So often we get tied up in focusing on my business, what we can do for you, how we can serve you, what's so great about us. But as soon as you start highlighting somebody else's business, people tend to gravitate toward that and love it and really resonate with it, because all of a sudden you have somebody else speaking for you. You have somebody else building that credibility for you. You have somebody else shouting your name from the rooftops. And that is such a great way to get your company name out there, is by letting somebody else do it. You got to be willing to do that for them too. Another way that you can create a golden connection is by creating new opportunities. You might not even have the service that is going to be incredibly valuable to your customers, but if you can find somebody that does, and you partner up and create a bundled opportunity that all of a sudden when your customer comes to you, they can have the best of both worlds while you stay focused on what you're focused on and they're focused on what they're focused on. You can create so much value for your clients by doing this. It might be something completely different. You might be going down one path and find a golden connection that steers you down a completely different path, but you identify that it's worth your while to go down that path, and you end up creating something that is incredibly magical. Finally, and there are so many other ways, but One other way that you can find a great golden connection is to find somebody that saves you time doing things that you don't love so that you can do the things that you really do love, typically that you're the best at. Because so often in business, we get distracted by all these different things and all these different opportunities to make money when it might not actually be our original core part of the business. And so we start adding on these layers. We start adding different products and services and complicating things because we think that's how we need to make money. However, when you find a golden connection that can take care of those things for you, that you can send that business to, who then does what you don't like doing, you might be able to generate an additional stream of income by making those referrals while staying focused on doing what you love the most, which might even be what makes you the most money too. So those are just some of the ways that we identify what a golden connection is. Now, so many people have different ways of stating who their golden connection is. What we typically focus on when it comes to golden connections is an active search that you are currently trying to find that could change your life personally or professionally. Typically in business, that could save you an astronomical amount of time to grow your business in exponential ways. But there are so many different ways to identify your golden connection, and how you do that is incredibly important. There are so many steps to this strategy, and I'll briefly touch on them, but for the most part, what I want to talk about today is why we created the golden connection philosophy. And it's about creating a positive impact in the world, because I believe that when you bring two great companies together that are purpose-driven and have a mission to create a positive impact, they can leverage each other's resources and identify ways to grow even faster and minimize the time that it takes to accomplish the goals that they're seeking. They can brainstorm together about ways to create an even more significant impact. And when you put two different companies together and the top level executives focusing on how they're going to actually create that significant impact, sparks can fly, especially when they're aligned from a core values and vision standpoint, that they see things in ways that can really create new game-changing opportunities to make that impact a reality. And so how that works is that you really need to know how you want to create that impact. What is it that you want to accomplish? Are you looking to solve hunger? Are you looking to end poverty? Are you looking to fix homelessness? Are you looking to provide water to more people in the world? Are you looking to improve the education system? Whatever it might be, you need to know what it is that you're focused on. And that should come from your purpose, personally, as an individual, not necessarily as a company, but as an individual. And if this is your business, then you need to make sure that it's very clearly defined and that you know exactly what your company's mission is to create that significant impact in the world, to make it a better place. And because when you do that, when you know what you're going after, then you can start to find companies who have similar values and standards and align with them because their goals match yours. And you identify that you can complement each other's strengths, you can complement each other's weaknesses, you can identify similar audiences to where your cross promotion becomes even greater, and that you can create a bigger impact by spreading the word out to more people. And so you got to have all of these things in place, and it starts from knowing what that impact is that you want to create. So then have a goal. You got to know what you're trying to accomplish with these golden connections. And so identifying that goal can take all sorts of different steps, but at the end of the day, you really just need to know what the impact is that you're going for. What is that result? And who can you align with that is passionate about the same thing? And do you have an aligned culture between your two organizations? Because that is easily one of the most important parts of all of this. You need to be able to identify that another company's culture is going to fit with yours as you start working with them and integrating with them, because you might end up setting up a partnership. You might just cross promote. You might just send business back and forth, which is exactly how golden connections can create a more significant impact in the world. Because when two companies that are focused on creating a positive difference in the world are able to share business back and forth, they can generate more growth at a rapid pace and create even more opportunities to do more by having more resources, by supporting each other with ideas and strategies and business between each other. And so it's so important that you know who has similar audiences and that you know who has a complementary business model to yours and that you have complementary services if that's how you want to approach it. But those are all some ways that you can identify as a business owner how you want to align with another company to create a golden connection that generates a greater positive impact in the world. Now, where can you even find them? That's so important, but you can find them anywhere. You never know who you're sitting next to that could be your golden connection or that might know your golden connection, which is why one of the elements of the unicorn DNA is that you're open-minded and value meeting other people. Because if you're not open-minded, you might think that somebody isn't your golden connection and close the conversation off right there. But what you don't know is that they know somebody that is. They could be a phone call away. And so as long as you're able to clearly identify and state who your golden connection is, you can spread that message to so many different people and you might just find the right person. I was talking to somebody just the other day whose golden connection is Oprah Winfrey and Jimmy Fallon. And we never know how many times it's going to take for her to say that before it actually happens. But if you know Oprah Winfrey or Jimmy Fallon, please let me know because I would like to connect her. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. Stating it, putting it out there, because I'm going to make that connection for her because I'm a unicorn connector. And it's my duty to find the people that are in this world that other people are looking for, who are their golden connections. And that's why you got to state who you're looking to connect with, because they can find those people for you. You don't know who you don't know, and you don't know who you're talking to knows. So you can find them at networking events. You can find them within your existing network. You could do a simple LinkedIn search. It might be through the communities that you're in the mastermind groups that you're in, chambers of commerce. You could find them at the grocery store even, or a park. So many different opportunities. So where you find them isn't as important that you search for them and that you put it out there. Of course, the more people you connect with and the more you put it out there, the more likely you are to find them. So make sure you put it out there. Make sure you express that, because when you communicate clearly and concisely who you're looking to connect with, and you make it compelling that whoever you tell would actually make that connection for you, then you're well on your way to finding the golden connections of your dreams. And those connections truly have the ability to change your life, to make everything easier in your life, to generate exponential growth in your business, and ultimately give you a lifestyle of more joy and create a positive impact in the world. Because when you can align with the right people for the right reasons to accomplish your mission of making that positive impact, whatever it might be, you can create a far greater impact in the world. For example, the lady I was talking about, she wants to connect with Jimmy and Oprah because she believes in how they support mental health. And she thinks that if they get on a show together, they can collaborate on ways to create an even greater impact in the world. And I believe her because she's an incredible person. She goes by America's Supermom. So if you know Jimmy and you want to connect her straight to him, she goes by America's Supermom. And she can help him because she's got 15 kids and he's a parent who could probably benefit from some of her knowledge. Simple as that. Now, there's probably so many other ways that she can add value. And that's really where getting strategic and very clear on how you can add that value to people when you're looking to create that golden connection is so important. you gotta have a clear value statement. So how are you gonna make it happen? You have to know what you're trying to accomplish. I can't stress this enough. I've said it once, I'll say it again. You have to know what you're trying to accomplish. So many people will state this golden connection that they're looking to meet, but they don't really know why. They just think it would be cool. And that's great. That's fun. There's no problem with that, except you're probably not going to make it happen because you don't know what you're actually trying to accomplish. You can be sitting next to a billionaire and not know what to do about it. But if you have a strategy in place and you know what the outcome is you're trying to accomplish, you can be successful. Because if you can tell that person, hey, you are exactly who I've been looking for because XYZ. And I think we can create a positive impact in the world because of this. And I know that it would be valuable to you because I know that that's something you're passionate about. And I already have this strategy in place that I think we could hit the ground running and seriously create a positive difference in the world. And that is why you have to know what you're trying to accomplish and what the outcome is that you want to achieve. Next, once you find this person and you start working with them, you need to communicate with them exceptionally well and make sure that you hold each other accountable. Because as you start going along, it's easy for things to fall off. It's easy for communication to die. It's easy for the conversation not to progress. But if it's the true golden connection that you were looking for, you need to hold them accountable and yourself accountable to communicating and getting the things done that you say you're going to do when you say you're going to get them done. Finally, you got to make sure that you have an aligned vision on the strategy that you are going to approach to get this done. What is that end goal and how are you going to get there? Because as you start working together and collaborating on ways that you can accomplish this result that you're looking to achieve, you need to make sure every step of the way that you're aligned on the vision, that you're following the strategy that you've put in place. So we're going to wrap this up with the 5 keys to creating golden connections, short and simple, because later on we'll dig into each of these keys a little bit more and just emphasize how important it is that we actually focus on creating these golden connections. So the first key is knowing what your mission and your vision is. The second key, identify the objective that you're trying to accomplish. The third key, identify the value you can provide and how you can make it clear, concise, and compelling for the other person that is your golden connection. Key number 4, find the people who fit. Go all out on this. Do everything you can to find that person. And then once you do, key number 5, build and maintain the relationship. Do not let it die. If you find that person and you start communicating with them, stay on top of them. Keep the conversation going. Keep that relationship solid until eventually it's time to start on the strategy to make the positive impact in the world that you're looking to accomplish. Whether you're trying to end hunger in the world or solve poverty or provide water to countries in distressed regions or fix the education system or generate more business for your company or cross-promote between brands or whatever it is, keep the relationship going. Follow those 5 keys. And if you want to dig in more, reach out to me, find us, find Unicorn Universe, and go to goldenstrategy.unicornuniverse.io, schedule a free strategy session with me. All you gotta do is follow these steps and you will be well on your way to finding and creating golden connections that create a positive impact that make this world a better place. And that is why golden connections are so important.
If you're looking to generate revenue by being a connector or by getting referrals for your existing business, then check out how Unicorn Universe creates abundance through connections in our community by going to unicornconnector.com. That's unicornconnector.com. Stay tuned, follow us, and hit the subscribe button as we expand on ways to grow your network, generate income from opportunities we avail, interview our partners and connectors, and show you how to become the magical unicorn connector that you are.